Over the years, I've had clients tell me they're hesitant to open up to their own psychic abilities because they're afraid God will be angry with them. In this video, I'm going to share with you what I tell them. Hello, I'm Wendy Rapp, spiritual life coach and intuitive reader. On this channel, I help you as a spiritually awakened person grow and evolve on your soul's journey. And if you're interested in spiritual material like this, hit the subscribe button because I upload a new video every Sunday. First of all, I want to say I'm by no means bashing religion. Some people find great comfort in their religious beliefs and do a very good job at being able to balance their religious beliefs with their newfound spirituality. I'm speaking strictly from my own experience as a Jehovah's Witness. I was born with the ability to see ghosts, fairies. I would know things that I shouldn't know, that people didn't tell me, and then I'd blurt it out and get into trouble for knowing something I shouldn't know. And I also felt pain. If an animal was in pain, I could feel the pain in my own body of that animal. And that's just a few of the things that I was able to do from childhood on. When you're a Jehovah's Witness, you attend a number of meetings, religious meetings a week. For me, it was Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And at those meetings, I was learning that anyone who had any psychic abilities or would speak to spirits or could see spirits was actually communicating with demonic energies or with Satan. And if you did those things, then according to their religion, you're not worthy of God's love. On the other hand, I was being taught that God is love. So I was very confused when I was young because I didn't understand why a God of love would create me with these abilities. I was born with them. I did nothing in my youth to, especially as a child, to ever call these abilities in or try to strengthen them. To the contrary, I was constantly trying to push them away. And yet, I didn't understand why a God of love would create me with abilities that he would then despise me for. So when I was young, I worked very hard at trying to shut those abilities down and would even try to pray it away. Because as a Jehovah's Witness, if you are found to be doing anything within the spiritual realm, they will expel you or disfellowship you from the congregation. And if you are expelled from the congregation, you no longer have contact or communication with your own family even. My father became disabled when I was 15 years of age, and he had already remarried a few years before that to a woman who was a very strict and devout Jehovah's Witness. If I had been disfellowshipped, I would have lost all contact with my father. While I was a Jehovah's Witness, I felt so disconnected from God. I mean, first of all, he gives me these gifts, or I was born with these gifts that he then despises me for having. And we are taught God is love, yet we were also being told, but you're undeserving of his love. And we were constantly needing to pray and beg for forgiveness for our sins. So I've always felt, I grew up feeling, God really must be angry at me. He really must hate me. I never felt a loving, fatherly type connection with the divine. When my father finally passed away, which was when I was about 40 years of age, I finally walked away from that religion. And when I walked away from that religion, I began to study and explore and open up to my gifts. And as I did, I felt so supported by the divine. I felt that connection that I craved while I was in that religion. I felt that connection coming into me and strengthening and supporting me, and truly loved by the divine, which I do to this day. I've never felt more connected to the divine. I've never felt more supported and more loved. Since childhood, we've all been taught to give our power away to authority figures, whether it be our parents or teachers or religious leaders. We look to them as the authority. We look to them to tell us what we should be thinking. And when we do that, we shut down our own our own intuition and our own inner knowingness, and we begin to distrust that intuition. And it takes time to overcome that kind of programming. When it comes to your religious beliefs and making a decision on this matter, it really is going to be up to you. But I will say this. The people I know in my life who are psychics and mediums and healers all focus on having a direct line of communication, a direct connection to the divine. And they also acknowledge that their gifts come from the divine. They could not do the work they do unless they had that direct line of communication and connection to the divine. And speaking for myself, I can say that since opening up to my own gifts, I have developed a deeper connection with the divine than I ever thought was possible. I no longer feel God is angry at me. And in fact, I really feel so lovingly supported. I know and I can feel it, and I have seen evidence of that divine energy supporting me and caring for me on my path. I am so, so blessed. I hope that information was helpful for you. If you have any questions or comments about the information, please feel free to leave it in the comments section below. I love reading those comments, and I promise you I will respond. Also, aside from doing readings now at EarthSpirit, I also do in-person readings. I also do phone readings. So if you live outside of the New York, New Jersey area and you'd like to have a reading with me, or even if you're in the New York, New Jersey area but you don't feel comfortable coming to the store yet, then just call the store. I'll put the number up right here. Contact them. They've got my schedule, and they can help you arrange a reading time with me over the phone if that's what you would prefer. Also, if you'd like to link up with me on social media, the links are below in the description box. And as always, remember, you are a spark of the divine. Share your light with the world. Blessings.